Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Many times my subscribers asking me sample data or random data. Sometimes I am not able to give you random data or sample data which I have used in my script. So today I will show you how you can generate test data, random data, sample data in your Qlik script. First of all, if you press Ctrl 00, then you will get random data here. Once you load the application and if you go to the data model, then you will see three tables: transaction table, character tables and ASCII tables. And you can see the data here. So at the front end, if you create a table using the transaction table, then you will see something like this. So here you can see transaction ID, transaction line ID, number, 3 dimension and 3 expression. But say you want to create a real-time data, something like say sales or order type of data, where you want to have product, country, line-wise cost price, quantity, order date, order time, profit, line-wise sales, total sales, then we can create this type of data inside Qlik using the Qlik functions. How? I will show you one by one. So first of all, I will delete this table and I will just comment out this script because we are not going to use this data. I will write here generate random data. So first of all, I will say I am creating data of sales. So I will give this table name as sales and I will write here load random as quantity, auto generate 10. So what this script will do, it will create 10 lines. I have written here 10, so 10 lines. Random function will give you any random number between 0 to 1 and it will assign to field name quantity. I will load this and at the front end I will create a table and will add quantity. I will use sale function. So sale function will convert to the nearest maximum positive integer. So we are getting only 1. Why? Because right now everything between 0 to 1 now converted to nearest positive integer, which is 1. If we are using floor here, then it will be 0. But because quantity cannot be 0, we have to use sale here. And instead of random, I will use random multiply by 10. So different random numbers will multiply with 10 and it will give you different result. So you can see we are getting 5 different results. Here it is auto generate 10 and still we are getting only 5 results because few numbers are getting duplicated. So if you go to the data model and if you see the quantity here, in a preview you can see that few numbers are getting repeated. So this is not our issue. And instead of 10 now, I will make it 25. And we have few quantities getting generated. Now time to give order number. So order number I can use here order ID. But what is order ID? So I will use row number as my order ID. And now I will reload again. And here we will see that different order ID got different quantities. Now time to get customer name. So if you see here, you can pick this line and the same line we can use here, and I will say instead of dimension 1 I will say customer. So what I need to do here, instead of rand1 I will use a random function and I don't want only 3 customers, I want 5 customers. So I want to distribute my all records between 5 customers. So I will use these 5 customers here. And once I load this order now assigned to different customers. Same way, if I want to have different products for different order, then I can do something like this. I will just copy paste here instead of typing, so it will save our time. So what I did here is I have choose 10 products and assign to different orders. Now when I will load this, I will get different product for different customers. Same way, if I want to have different country, say I want to distribute my sample data for 10 different countries, then what I can do here is similar way I will generate countries. So there are 10 countries I have written here. So randomly all my orders will be distributed to 10 different countries. Now I will add here country. Now it's time for line cost price. So similar way here, I will write here line cost price. And instead of sale function, I will use here a round function and I will say 0.01. So it will round to 2 decimal place. And I want my price, maximum price as 10 and minimum price as 0.25. So minimum price I will add in every single line. So even though we will get almost 0 here, the minimum price will be 0.25. And if I will load this, line cost price will get generated. So we know that line cost price multiplied by quantity is your cost. So I cannot do this one here. So here I will say left join sales load order ID and line cost price multiply by quantity as my cost, and this will be resident of my sales table. And even I can do here a round of 2 decimal place. And if I will load now again, and I can add cost here. So instead of creating 10 records, if I want to create more records, then what I can do here is we generate records, and I can directly write here 10,000, but I will create a variable and I will add variable here. So now 10,000 records will get generated. So you can see 10,000 order IDs get generated. Now it's a time to get sales data. We know that every time when we are selling something, we never sell, or I can say that we mostly sell with little bit profit in hand. So I need to create a random sales data. If I will say random and a round of random to 2 decimal place, and I will say this one as my sales. I will show you what exactly I am doing. And when I add sales here, so the sales is 0.81, 0.09, 0.52. So let's consider that this is a sales. This is not a sales. This is actually a profit percentage. So if you consider this as a profit percentage, so what is your sales here? Your sales is your cost price multiplied by 1 plus your profit percentage. So your sales price here is your cost price, which is your line cost price, multiplied by 1 plus your profit percentage. So this is your now. So this is your now line sales price. So line sales price is always greater than your cost price, line cost price. Now I can find out total sales, total profit, line wise profit. So what I can do here is again left join, and here I will write round function quantity multiplied by line sales price and 0.01 as my sales. Similar way, around line sales price minus line cost price 0.01 as profit. So this is not a profit, this is a line profit, and my profit will be quantity multiplied by this. So this is your profit. So now if I will add this in a table, then I will get something like this. So now we have order ID, customer, product, country, quantity, sales price, cost price. By line we have profit, we have total sales, total cost. What if we want date as well? So say I want to assign a date to my order ID. So I will create one KPI here, and here I will say random. So it will give me a random number between 0 to 1. I will create another KPI, and here I will say my start date is year start 2022. So I can write here year start today and -1. So this is my start date. Say my end date is month and today. So this is my end date. So between these two dates, if I want to generate a record, then first of all I need to find out the difference of end date and start date. So here I will say my end date is this minus my start date is this. So this is the difference, 485. I can even add 1 here, it's okay. And this difference I will multiply here. So it will give me a random number, and I have to use a bracket here, and this will give me a random number between 0 to 485. So if I will add this random number in my start date, so my start date is this, and if I will use floor function here, then we will get start date plus any date from between start to end date as our sales date or order date or invoice date. So this I can use here, and this is my order date. And now when I reload this application, and inside the script, if I will add order date, then we can see that we have different order dates here. I have to use here date function, so it will give you proper date format. So you can see here we are getting different order date from 1st of January 2022 to year to month end. Instead of giving this here, I can do something like this. I can say v start date equal to your start date, and v end date equal to your end date. So what I have done is I have passed my start date and end date inside a variable, and now I will use this variable here. So I will use number format here so that I don't have to use single quote while using the variable. So now this start date and end date I will replace with variable, and when I reload the application, I will get similar result. And now I can change here to last 5 years. So we are getting records from 2018 onwards. What about time? If you want to generate your records, your orders with time as well, then you can use similar way. Then you can create here something like this. I can say start time. So see, my company is selling products between 8 AM to 8 PM. So I will say 8 is my start time and my end time is 8 PM. Again I will use number here. And now I can generate here time. So similar way I will say v start time plus random multiply by your v end time minus v start time as order time, and here I will use the time format. And this time I can add here in my application. But as you can see that the orders, order ID, order date and order time is not in sequence. So what is happening? The first order showing that 12th of July 2022 and the second order is 2023. Now the third order should be higher than 2023, but it is 2021. So we can do little trick here. I can create something here. I will say order date time, and here I will use my this date and my time. Auto generate these records. So I have created order date and time separately, and what I will do here is I can even use here row number as order ID, I will create a mapping table. I will say map order date time, and I will say load row number again as order ID, and here I will say order date and order time as order date time resident of my this table, but it should be ordered by order date and time. So now my order date and time will be in a ascending order, and we will get order ID how many times? So we will get order date and time for 10,000 times, because I haven't used this thing here. So if same order date and time is there, still we will get two different rows. And here I have to drop the table order date and time, and instead of getting date and time here, what I will do, I will use apply map order date and time, and I have to use here mapping keyword, otherwise my mapping table will not generated. And here my row number, and I will say null as order date time. And when I load this, we are getting error. Okay, yeah, so order date and time field is not there, so I have to do order date and order time. And when I load this now, and if I will add everything in a table, you can see we have proper order date and time here in a ascending order. Now you can generate order date and order time from this order date and time using floor and fraction function. Hope you like this video. This video helps you to create sample data or random data so that you can do practice on various Qlik objects and various Qlik functions. Please do subscribe my channel. Thanks and have a great day.